I've probably recorded this episode up to 7 times at this point, just because I really want to give you all the best. But as I keep speaking, sometimes I realize that I'm coming off too hard, too strong, or I'm kind of shifting away from the plot. So if I sound a little tired, please have mercy. I've done this almost 7 times now. But hi, welcome to the Building Your Podcast with Esther. And today we're going to talk about money. We're speaking about money because as I have grown in life, I've realized that we're an inner circle. And if your inner circle is not talking about something, you're not going to know. You're only as good as your exposure. So this is me exposing every single one of you to the possibilities of saving and investing from wherever you are. And before you log off and be like, bro, I don't want another podcast on finances or nothing, I promise you're going to want to listen to this one. You're going to love it. You're going to understand it. And you're going to see how it works for you. Now, I have never saved in my entire life prior to now. Never. Like I've never ever said, oh, I'm putting money for this and that. That's how bad it was. But sometime last year, Pastor was preaching and he mentioned a verse and he wasn't able to talk about finances that day. But for some reason, that verse hits me. I'm like, oh my God, what have I been doing all this time? Right? Now that verse was Luke 16 from verse 10. Not from verse 10. He actually just read verse 10. But I read from verse 10 to verse 12. And it says, I'm going to try to read this in the NLT version or NIV just so you get better concept. So if you're faithful in little things, you'll be faithful in large ones. But if you are dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities. And if you are untrustworthy about worldly wealth, who will trust you with the true riches of heaven? And if you are not faithful with other people's things, why should you be trusted with things of your own? Now, this particular last verse, right, it means 1,001 things. And I don't want to unpack it just because it's going to steer us away from this conversation. One of the reasons why I've recorded this 7 times. So verse 10 says, if you're faithful in little things, you will be faithful in large ones. But if you're dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities. And that day, when I listened to this, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh my, I've been unfaithful in something. And that's money. Because money used to come and money used to go. Literally, there was a point where I was like, I'm earning money, but by the second week of a month, I'm already looking forward to get money from so that when the salary comes, I'll repay them. I didn't think it was really bad, but I used to just ask, like, why is the money not staying? Or why does it look like the money is not making sense, right? And, it's one thing to notice the problem, it's another thing to fix it. So this is me trying to help somebody who is trying to fix their money habits, but this is me enlightening somebody on the possibilities of fixing your money habits. Okay, great. So after hearing this message, I somehow stumbled on Naira Life Conference by Zikoko, one of their YouTube videos. And a person from PiggyVest was speaking, and she spoke about a rule of money, which is the 50, 30, and 20 rule, which says 50% of whatever you earn or have goes to needs, 30% goes to your wants, and 20% goes to your savings. Now, 50% needs could be rent, should be rent, transport, food, all those things that are non-negotiable. They're essential for your daily living. While wants, which are your 30%, are like just things you desire to have or things that are on the side that you can actually do without. Let's say your subscriptions, you want to get a new top, you want to get a new shoe, want. And then 20% goes to your savings. And I would say your investments as well. So I want to also say that the first thing when you're coming to think about savings and investment is you need to have a mindset that you are able to save and invest from right where you are. Now, I say this because I started investing actually last year in September, but by January, I couldn't keep up because my income wasn't as it was before. And so I just said, you know what, when I get better income, I'll start again. But when will I ever get better income? Like, obviously, there will come a time, but like, is that when I would start sowing seeds for the future? Is that when I would eventually be able to retire at 40? Do you understand? Like when people say, oh, I want to be able to retire at 40, they're not saying it just because they're saying it. They are making plans. They are putting money somewhere. You know, when somebody's like, oh, trust fund kids. Trust fund was built because somebody was working to put money for trust fund. Do you get? So yes, this is me telling you that you don't need to start earning more to save and invest. Yes, saving and investment should push you to want to earn more, but you don't need to wait to do it. You don't need to become responsible or have more stability. You can save and invest with the littlest that you have. And all these fintech apps are doing amazing at helping you do that. Then before we proceed to further dissect the 50, 30, 20, I want to talk to business owners and entrepreneurs that may be listening to this. You must not have a salary to save and invest. And I'm saying this because I do understand that sometimes you may not know how much money comes in at the end of the month, but you know how much comes in at the end of the day. You know how much comes at the end of the week, especially when you are not directly paying anyone's salary or even when you are, right? Something my brother said today was everything in life is a choice. You choose to do every single thing. People are going to want to point you in the right direction, or they will even point you in the right direction. It is still left in your court to choose. So I said that because as a business owner or an entrepreneur, you can choose to save daily. You can choose to invest daily. You can choose to save weekly. You can choose to invest weekly. Take, for instance, in a day, you make 100,000 naira and you want to use this 50, 30, and 20 rule. That means 50% will go into your needs. Let's say 30% instead of having wants, you invest back into your business. And then 20% can comfortably save and invest at the end of the day. Do you know how much money you're going to have? I feel like you have much more advantage than salary earners because they work 31 days to make 100K. You can make that with selling 2 shoes. You can make that with talking to 5 customers. So what they take monthly to save and invest, you could do that double in a month, Seth. So I want you to realize that your potential is maximum. I'm not pushing anybody to go and start business, so it enables economy. But like, if you're already there, I just want you to realize that this topic is not for you. It is precisely for you, as well as my salary earners, as well as my freelancers. Everybody, just take the part that you can and make it work for you. Now, the 50, 30, and 20 rule is so key if you're a beginner. But if you look at your income genuinely and you realize that if you're removing 50% of your needs, there's nothing left for other parts of your life, please divide that percentage according to how it works for you. The key is sticking to what you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to save 1,000 naira every day, it's not about what percentage. The key is sticking to 1,000 naira every day. If you say you're going to invest 20K every month, it's not about what percentage. The key is sticking to 20K every single month. Okay? We're going to use that percentage and we're going to use a 100K salary just so you have an understanding. So 50% of 100K would be 50,000 naira to your needs, 30% would be 10,000 naira to your needs, and 20% would be 20K to your savings and investments. So let's talk apps. I currently use PiggyVest, Cowrywise, and Bamboo. PiggyVest for savings, Cowrywise for investment, and Bamboo for stocks. Now, please do research, use your own apps. Think about what matters to you when it comes to, saving and investment. For me, UI UX matters. I love the UI UX of PiggyVest. I love that of Bamboo as well. Now, UI UX is, how you design your interface that makes it easy for me to use. Customer support is also great. I mean, PiggyVest is top of their game. Cowrywise, amazing as well. Bamboo, I've been hearing some comments, but like I personally haven't had to reach out to the customer support for anything. But for now, the user interface is good for me. So those are the things that matter to me, to be honest. So pick what matters to you and use that to pick the apps that work for you. Now, if you're deciding to use PiggyVest to save like I am, here are 2 things. Like I said, I've never saved prior to now. So I'm very excited to tell you this just because I discovered it. So if you already know it, don't roll your eyes. Okay? Good. So PiggyVest has 2 features I'd like to recommend. 1, Flex Naira. 2, Piggy Bank. Flex Naira is emergency funds account. Piggy Bank is savings. Yes, there's a difference, you guys. Hey, what? There's a difference between saving money and having emergency funds, you guys. I didn't know it. So I'm very excited to tell you. If you are saving money, you are saving for something, or you're just putting money aside. If you're having emergency funds, that means that you want money that you can pull out at any point in time with no restrictions. OPay also offers this feature with its own wealth. So if you're not looking for anything complicated, OPay will definitely work. But if you're looking for discipline, PiggyVest is the choice. So money for rainy days goes to Flex Naira. Savings is earring. I need this money to stay. And that's where piggy bank comes in, because piggy bank doesn't even let you remove money until 90 days, except you want to pay a breaking fee. And I don't think you should want to do that. So that's on savings. Now, if you're saving from your 20K, that means 10K goes to your savings and 10K goes to your investments. Is that clear? Good. So now that we've discovered that we're saving with piggy bank and Flex Naira, 5K would go to your piggy bank, 5K would go to your savings. That is what is going to mean. Is that clear? It's just starting to feel like a class, but is that clear? Yes. So the next thing we're going to do is now talk about investments. I do 2 types of investments, and some months I just do one. So the 2 types I do is stocks investment and mutual funds investment. Stocks, as you all know, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't know stocks at this point. You're putting money, pulling companies, getting shares, and just making money while sleeping. Some people have gone on to become millionaires just by investing in stock markets. But it was not a one-day thing for sure. So mutual funds is something recent as well. For now, I'm using the money market. Now, other people tell you if you want to make wealth, use equity, use this, use this, use this. If you have money, please go to equity. But if you want just stability, you just want to learn what you can do with money, and you can't take your money going just because of anything, please go to money markets. Okay? Right. In money market, if you put 5,000 naira, 5,000 naira is safe, is secure, nothing is touching it. Interest will just be adding on top of it, and it will be accumulating, and you can remove your money at any time as well. It might take some hours for it to come, just because they have to pull it out from the market and send it to you, but it's gonna come for sure. But in equity, you're literally playing. Today the money can be, if you put 5,000 today, you can wake up and see 1,000 naira. Tomorrow you can wake up and see 200K. That's equity. But it's only if you have that money to play around with that I'd advise you use equity. Okay, great. So money market is just an investment. Once again, I don't even want to do an investment, because if you're investing, you're not thinking about using that money in the next 3, 5, 10, 15 years. So please, it's not money that you need now. If you need money in the next 1 month, just go to PiggyVest. Just put the money in your emergency savings in peace. You can even use wealth and put it here in OP and let everybody rest. But if you're thinking trust fund, if you're thinking generational, that's where mutual funds come in, and that's where stocks as well come in. And I will give you a short story. I started investing last year, but then I stopped, right? This year, there was a time where I really needed money, and I just didn't want to disturb anybody to ask them. I actually went to one of my stocks, and I realized I had 2 shares there. And I was like, even if they pay me dividend, 2 shares is not going to get me to become a millionaire. Bad advice, but yeah. So I decided to sell the stocks and take the money. When I invested, I think the stocks were about 6K when I invested. When I withdrew, I think it was almost 15K or so. And that's stocks for you. The market of that particular share, the company rather, was doing well. So money kept rising. So somebody buying that stock now at probably 12K, 15K is feeling the pain. For me, that was just, I cannot feel nothing. But now that I'm reaping the benefits of it, I feel great. I can't even lie. So yeah, that's kind of the idea about investments, that money keeps growing. And eventually, when you do need the money, it's not the 200K you deposited before. It's going to be the money that it is now in whatever current economy that it is, right? So those are the things you can use money to do. I once again want to debunk the mindset that every drop of money doesn't count. Small money counts like mad. If you save 5,000 naira for a month, that's 60,000 naira saved. If you put PiggyVest interest on top in just Flex Naira, which is 12% per annum, I guess, you're looking at almost 67K by the end of the year. So 7 something has been added to your 60K. It's not nothing. That's somebody's rent money. That's somebody, oh, something happened and now I have money to remove and give to somebody. So don't look at any iota of money as small money. Don't even try it. Like every single money that you have, remove it for something. Like for instance, if somebody sends you money now and you don't know what to use the money for, can't put it in piggy vest. You must not put it in the piggy bank version. You can just put it in the flex naira. Or cowrywise, you put it in the cowrywise emergency funds thing, right? Or you even can put it in money market. Let the money be going for you. Or you go to OPay, put it in the OWealth and not use it. Money is to be spent, yes, but you can also build a discipline where money can be saved, where money can be invested, and where money can work for you passively. Okay? I'm saying this because I don't know if you've seen the older people in our generation. Most of them have lamentations such as, yes, lamentations. They lament or make laments or make complaints, however you want to hear it, such as, that's how I never even traveled. Or, oh, I'm training my child so that they'll take care of me when I'm old. Or, just stuff that just make them realize that maybe I should have done better in my youth. I don't want you to look back in your youth and think you should have done better. You can do better right now. Take out that 5K. And I say you must not do all because the money may not be 100K. It may be 50K. By the time you divide it, I don't know what 20% of 50K might be. I'm not great at my math currently, but whatever that money is, you might decide to put all of it into emergency savings. You might decide to put part of it into emergency savings and inside one, do you know if anything, cowrywise mutual funds, money markets, you can use as low as 1,000 naira. Like I said, these fintech apps are making it so much easier. You need to trick your brain to feel that it is capable of more than what it thinks. It's not manipulation, it's discipline and God's grace. And you know the funny thing? When you start saving and investing, you won't start any more money. That's it. That's the honest truth. Anyways, if you've listened up to this point or read up to this point, I need a small favor from you. Please go leave a comment on YouTube. Letting me know what you think about this episode. Letting me know if you have any questions, if you need any help. I do have a budget tracker that I use. So if you do need something like that, do let me know as well. And share this episode with somebody. Take it to your friendship WhatsApp group and tell them, guys, let's get on our Zoom. Let's start doing stuff. Yeah, that's my challenge for you this week. Open a savings app. Open OPay just for savings. Open Cowrywise. Just do. I feel like we take so much time between knowing and doing. And I'm going to talk about that or write about that very soon. Yeah. By the way, this particular episode, I promise you, did I tell you that there was a surprise? No, I did not. Anyways, this particular episode was recorded on Substack. So if you're on Substack, you're reading this and you're listening. How does that feel? Let me know. I'm excited. And if you're not on Substack, you're very, very much welcome to join us over there. But I do appreciate that you're taking the time to listen to this on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Please leave a like, leave a comment, rate us as well, and share. I don't know if this episode helped you. I hope it did. My message was, you can start saving and investing from where you are. And you should. You should. Your future, you should be able to say thank you for removing that 5K every single month. Yeah. And don't let anyone tell you it's small. Do you know the beautiful thing about saving and investing? It is consistency. Because 5K 1 month in 12 months will not do anything for you. It will still be 5K at month 12. 5K every single month will be 67K. Think about it. And it may not look to you like it's much, but imagine if one person came to see you and they gave you 10K 1 month and you're like, oh, I don't know what I want to use 10K for, and they put it there. That's extra 10K. So that's plus 67, right? That's just what it is. Trick your brain to feeling that it is capable of more than what it thinks it is. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. I did. I totally enjoyed recording this, and I feel like I'm going to keep my editing to a minimal on this one. I wanted to hear it as it's coming from my brain, my chest, my heart. And I'm excited to hear what you think about it. Okay? And if you want to read with us on Substack while listening, let me know in the comments as well. I'll say, you should just go and talk on YouTube comment. Thank you very much. Until next time, bye. And if you're listening to this on a day that is not Sunday, just in case, you're special, Thank you so much, everybody. Do have an amazing rest of your day. Bye, guys.